Hey everyone, it's Thoughtful Thursday, and I don't know if you can read the note, but this is what you're going to be looking at right now, just in case. I kind of feel weird posting blank ones, but it's early, it's 6 in the morning, and I'm not camera ready. My room is not camera ready, and I don't have good lighting in my room either. So nothing's camera ready at this time of day, but my brain's on, so this is how things go right now. Anyway, so last time I was talking about self love and where to start. I covered just the basics, where first it starts with a decision to improve your relationship with yourself and guard your thoughts. Start talking to yourself like you would someone you love. Today, there's a little bit more on my mind. And one of the other things I started to do was really mind when I started to have anxiety or any kind of anxiousness. And I was usually really, really bad about that at night. Excuse me. Like I could go to sleep just fine, but I would wake up in panic attack mode in the middle of the night. And it got so bad that I went to an apothecary because I was living in Seattle at the time and we had a lot of lovely resources there. And I talked to the ladies there, the witches, and they blended me some tincture that was helping me with my cortisol levels throughout the night. And it had ashwagandha in it, and I forget what else, but that tincture, I was taking it 3 times a day for about 2 weeks, and it really did help my physical body cope with the stress that I had been under for a long time. But in conjunction with that, I really started to become more aggressive with how I treated myself during a panic attack, or even tried to prevent them. So one of the things I would do is I started to go to bed super early. I would set an alarm because I wasn't used to going to bed super early yet, because I was not getting enough sleep at the time. Because at the time I was married, and my ex-husband would get up at 4 a.m. to go to work. And, you know, it was just kind of rough on me at the time because I couldn't sleep through that, of him getting up and getting ready for work. And sometimes he needed things, and, I would make him breakfast sometimes when he needed it. So there was just stuff like that I would get exhausted over, and I needed to meter my day better. So I would set an alarm to start getting ready for bed at 7:13 p.m. And in order to make sure that I associated my room with things that kept me calm, I started to clean it regularly, at least my side of the room. And then once I got separated with my ex-husband, that got a lot easier to keep my room more temple-like. And that was my goal, is to make it my temple, because I spent the most time there, and I wanted to be soft and welcoming. So I would clean my room constantly. At least once a week, I would make sure the floors were clean and everything was completely washed and put away. So there was no clutter. My room's cluttery right now, but in the beginning, when I was trying to really, really monitor my anxiety, it was important to me to make sure that I could have a free space for my mind to wander. And I needed a place to stretch on the floor. So I would do yoga a lot too. So that helped so much. But when it came to my nighttime routine, back to that, one of the big things is that I did was, my Facebook daughter asked Health Techis of Ask Alchemicals makes wonderful perfumes, and I would take those to bed with me and put them on before bed. So if I woke up in the middle of the night, I would smell it and be calm. I would do that with essential oils as well. So you can do it with whatever, but I, love her stuff, so I did that with hers. And if I needed to reapply it in the night because I was panicking, I would do that. Sometimes during midnight panics, I would shower because the hot water was soothing and my body temperature cooling back down helped. It requires getting out of bed and not tossing and turning, but it feels a lot better than getting locked in your head and being 9 of swordsy. Another thing I would do is start the night off with a guided meditation. A few people that I liked to listen to at first were Jody Whiteley or Whitley on YouTube. She has some really great 8-hour ones that covered self-love and self-soothing. Lillian Eden was another one. Michael Seeley was another one. And trying to remember if I'm leaving any other channels out because they're all super helpful. But yeah, I would religiously listen to guided meditations before and during sleep, so I would hear positive words because I was incapable of self-soothing at the time. I didn't have that capability. So I grasped at straws, basically, is what I'm telling you. I went at my anxiety and self-talk very aggressively. I worked with my subconscious. I have a 12th house Gemini moon, so I needed those words to get into my subconscious and really change my emotions to something that was stronger. The unconscious is a very powerful tool to work with, and that's one of the main goals that I had when I started training my mind to be more soothed. Was for sure I worked with my sleep mind so that I could be more in tune with myself and have more integrity with my day. And it was, honestly, it wasn't easy. It made me look ridiculous. One of my best friends was in jail, somebody I love very much, and it gave me a lot of anxiety to think about them being in jail. My heart was hurting a lot. I was in the middle of a divorce through most of that, and everything was changing, and I didn't have much else other than my own decision to try to be as happy as possible in the middle of all that. And I was living in Seattle, and I never made friends. So I wound up living the hermit life up there. So I was alone quite a bit. And that honestly wound up being one of the best things that ever happened to me, and simultaneously the worst, because I'm a people person too. So it felt like starving, but once I became my own best friend and I could be alone with my thoughts, and I was showing myself that I could make decisions based on self-love, which was another thing. I would listen to Teal Swan during the day, and listening to some of her how to build trust with yourself videos have changed my life in that way. So go, she's controversial, but so are most Geminis. So just I would definitely check her out, but check with your own gut to see if she resonates with you. Something else I would do is I started to write down my dreams when I had them, so I could really, really integrate myself from day to night. And all those things put together have really, 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 really built my relationship with myself. And I'm really glad I took the time and the effort and the dedication to do it. So this is getting kind of long. So I'll leave it to that for Thoughtful Thursday. I hope everybody's wellness is on the right track, and much love.